And then I realized my guys have basically tore off a huge chunk of this man's roof. And this is not the right job. You know, it's one of those things that when you're in the roofing industry and you're in management or you have ownership of a company or whatever the case may be, there are days where you'll look back and just say, man, I wish I was just doing sales so I didn't have to worry about all the collections. I didn't have to worry about the business side of things. Didn't have to worry about logistics and production and management and all the just crap that comes with running a business. You know, you got the IRS changing laws and the government changing laws and corporate transparency acts and all this stuff. And it's like, man, I wish I was just doing sales, you know, making good money, riding my jet ski on the weekends, you know. And I have to say, the company that I had gotten started with, I was about 7 months in, and I've been working my tail off, and my parents had this vacation that they took every year. And, you know, it was really, family's important to me, and it's important to spend time with family. And I had not spent really hardly any time with my family because I was working, trying to make a living, trying to grow the company. And so they talked me into going on this 4-day vacation to a beach house that we always went to. Our whole family, I mean, we probably had 30 people there. You know, it's a gigantic beach house, and it's just a good time. And as much as I really didn't want to go, you know, my mom was kind of like, you know, if you would go, this would really mean a lot to me. And so I said, you know what, that's fine. I'll go. I'll just work remotely. I'll do my work there, and then the guys can manage things while I'm gone. Keep in mind, this is back in the day where we were still emailing our distribution reps when and where and what color something needed to be shipped to. So, hey, I need a roof package at 123 Main Street or whatever the case may be. Well, if you've ever been in Atlanta, you'll know one thing. Well, there's two things that are true. Everything has some representation or narrative derived from Peach. Peach Street, Peach Way, Peach Boulevard, everything's peach in Atlanta, right? And the number two is that traffic is absolutely terrible. But they're not original, so everything's peach, right? Peach, peach this, peach that, peach this. And so we had sent in a job, and it was supposed to be on Peachtree Street Northwest, right? Unfortunately, the distribution rep sent the materials to Peachtree Street Court. Now, how there is street and court on the I have no idea. But Peachtree Street was somehow one word. It's Atlanta. None of it makes sense. So I get a phone call from my guys. They've got a job. There's no materials there. And they're shown up and they said, hey, we've got the roof install going on here and we're trying to tear the roof off and the customer's saying we're at the wrong house. I said, well, I don't think so. And so I looked at it. I said, yeah, you're on Peachtree Court or whatever the case may be. They said, yeah, well, this is it. And so the customer gets in line. He is pissed. He is cutting me a new one. I can't get a word in edgewise. He's chewing me out saying, you guys are in the wrong house, y'all damaged my roof, I'm going to sue you, and all this stuff. I said, sir, calm down. I said, you know, we have a contract to be here from this realty company. They've contracted us. The property manager wants us to be here. You're the tenant. You know, I'm sorry this is inconvenient. And he's like, I've owned this house for 40 years. I'm not no tenant. Blah, 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 blah. And then I realized my guys have basically tore off a huge chunk of this man's roof. And this is not the right job. So I proceed to try to backpedal, apologize, say, man, I'm so sorry. We're going to do whatever we can to get this fixed up for you, whatever the case may be. In the meantime, while I'm doing that, here come the materials. Materials come rolling up to the job site. So we get that canceled. We get the crew over to the other job. And, of course, I'm 6 hours away, 7 hours away, you know, at the beach. I'm losing my mind. I'm freaking out. The customer's, you know, he's not even my customer yet. And so I told him, I said, look, you know, we're going to get it fixed for you. And of course, he's, you know, he's like, I want your information for your general liability. I need to make a claim on your policy. And I said, look, we're not doing all that. I was like, just, you know, I'm on a vacation. I'll come down there. I'll be there in 2 days. Let's just work it out. And so he was not happy. We put a tarp on the roof. I showed up. He was mad. He was telling me his grandson was a lawyer and they were going to sue us and all this stuff. I climbed the roof and I noticed there was actually a ton of hail damage on the roof. I mean, a ton of it, like an absurd amount. And I told him, I said, man, you actually got a lot of hail damage on here. I bet we can get your insurance company to pay for the hail damage. And of course, he didn't like that idea. We went back and forth, and I kind of led him around to my way of thinking. I said, look, I will pay for this back half of the roof to be replaced. But at the very least, let's at least try to get the front half replaced, so that way the insurance company pays for the front half, I'll pay for the back half, and you get a new roof out of it, and you're good to go. And he kind of hem-hawed, and so we wound up doing it. Turns out we got the whole roof paid for by the insurance company. I knew the insurance adjusters that came out. Turns out one of my best friends went to school with him. And so we got that whole roof paid for by the insurance company. Turned that frown upside down, and the customer wound up leaving us a 5-star Google review and referred us to some more customers. So, you know, I don't know if there's a moral to the story other than chaos happens, man. There's a lot more stress-free life and just staying in your lane and doing sales. But if you ever jump into the management side of things, the stress is there, but the reward can be there as well. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.